Hong Kong public enjoy activities to celebrate Mid-Autumn Festival. French Prime Minister resigns less than a month after his appointment. And Gaza residents wonder what lies ahead for them. Hello and welcome to TVB News. I'm Melissa Hekalea. Today's Mid-Autumn Festival in Hong Kong is ready to enjoy the sights and sounds as well as the food. Celine Chan is in Victoria Park, the home of lanterns at this time of the year. Celine, tell us what it's like out there.
Yes, Melissa, all the lanterns are already lit up here at the Victoria Park. As we can see, lots of families have come to check them out and people are stopping for photos. Well, later tonight, there will be a carnival with performances like cheerleading and large-scale ethnic dances here. The much-anticipated Fire Dragon dance troupe is also expected to make its way into the park at around 10:30 p.m. Well, that's all the update. As for now, back to you at the studio.
Thanks so much, Celine. As Celine mentioned, there are already plenty of mid-autumn activities going on, even though the day off for most people is tomorrow. Mo Singhai reports.
For people who wish to see lanterns during the Mid-Autumn Festival, Victoria Park is a spot not to miss. From dolphins to pandas, the lanterns are created in various shapes and colors. A Mid-Autumn Festival tradition game, Lantern Riddles, is available for the public to play. While the lanterns will be lit up at 6:30 p.m., a lot of visitors come to the site during the day. Tourists say they hope they can learn more about the festival.
Because I come from somewhere different, I think it would be really adventurous and like a great experience to see that. I think it would be really cool to come here. I would describe it as colorful and like very, because there's lots of light and very beautiful.
I'm living here last 14 years, so I also enjoy. I have 2 kids, just they study, so I want to show him the culture.
Some residents said they will bring overseas friends to the Mid-Autumn celebrations, hoping to promote the festival. An aspect of the Mid-Autumn Festival is about family reunions, and many would choose to eat out at restaurants. This Chinese restaurant, which offers festive meal packages, said its reservation rate has increased by 5% compared to the previous Mid-Autumn. Its manager said all tables have been fully reserved as early as 2 weeks ago. The festive celebration has been extended to public transport. Members of the public can enjoy free tram rides throughout the day. A free tram route will also provide extra service hours. Another free transport option for the day is light rail. To accommodate passengers, MTR has increased its train service frequency since the afternoon, and many urban lines will operate overnight. Despite the weather being cloudy during the day, the observatory says the public can still see a bright moon over the festival period. Mamos 9, TVB News.
TVB News found a number of mainland catering companies suspected of registering shell corporations in the city in a bid to sell alleged made in Hong Kong mooncakes online, misleading consumers in the process. Several of the companies responded, stressing the quality of their mooncakes, adding that they have nothing to conceal, while some in the legal sector believe the company's actions lie in a gray area. Timothy Lee reports.
On mainland online shopping platforms, a search for Hong Kong mooncakes will show results indicating this particular brand. With close to every promotional video of the company emphasizing its product's origin in Hong Kong and even calling the brand a well-known name in the city. The mainland company has no retail stores in Hong Kong, with no additional information on its business found online. To find out more about its alleged Hong Kong mooncakes, TVB News purchased a box of the festive treats. The package indicated the food products being Cantonese lava mooncakes, but stressed they were manufactured in Huizhou City in Guangdong rather than Hong Kong. The packaging also displayed the company's contact number, starting with the mainland's country code instead of the SAR's 852 code. To find out more about the company's practices, TVB News located the catering business's quality control firm at an industrial building in Tuen Mun. Our reporter visited the site in hopes of contacting its representatives. but we received no replies despite calling the company during its opening hours. Upon further digging into documents from the Intellectual Property Department, it was revealed that the company's 4 trademark registrations were only preliminarily approved around 2 months ago. Meanwhile, another catering company claiming to sell Hong Kong-made mooncakes on mainland online shopping platforms was found to have tried and failed to apply for a trademark registration in the city last year. Our reporter managed to contact the company's self-proclaimed quality control firm in Kaohsiung, which noted the company only sought their help to register for a shell corporation in the city. This, as an intellectual property lawyer based in Beijing, emphasized while the companies employed deceptive tactics to trick consumers into believing their mooncakes' Hong Kong origins, their promotional wording constitute a legal gray area. Timothy Lee, TVB News.
The Director of Architectural Services has ordered the setting up of an independent investigation team for light public housing projects at a number of sites after on-site installation issues were found. In August, issues at a Siu Lam project were found. The government ordered more checks, eventually finding flaws with structures in 2 more sites in Tuen Mun and Chai Wan. The government said the incidents are not related to the quality of modular integrated construction units, but involve on-site work procedures. The Architectural Services Department has instructed the contractors to submit proposals for remedial measures. The fixes are expected to take 4 to 5 months to complete. The French government has collapsed after new Prime Minister Sébastien Lecornu resigned barely 14 hours after appointing his new cabinet. Lecornu's resignation was unexpected and unprecedented and marked another major deepening of France's political crisis. The far-right National Rally immediately urged President Emmanuel Macron to call a snap parliamentary election. Lecornu was only appointed last month and was Macron's 5th prime minister in 2 years. The resignation and uncertainty drove French stocks and the euro sharply lower. Israel and Hamas prepared for indirect talks in Egypt on Monday as hopes for a ceasefire in Gaza grew. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu earlier said a hostage release could be announced this week. Hamas has accepted parts of U.S. President Donald Trump's peace plan, including releasing hostages and handing over power in Gaza to a technocrat Palestinian government. Nazvi Karim reports.
This is Gaza City before Israel started its bombardment. For decades before the war, Palestinians described it as a concentration camp, but it was at least home and it had a soul. These are the same streets and squares now, the life and soul beaten out of them after 2 years of relentless Israeli airstrikes. With Israel and Hamas seemingly closer than ever to ending the war and releasing the hostages, Palestinians all over the Strip are wondering what Gaza will look like in the future. Namad Abu Jarad, whose family are displaced, said they just want the war to end. It has become normal to lose our homes. It's okay to live in tents, he said. But we don't want to lose more loved ones. We want to be more mentally stable. We want our children to go back to their schools. Israeli and Hamas negotiators were set for indirect talks on Monday after the Palestinian group accepted part of US President Donald Trump's peace package to release all hostages, living and dead. Trump has asked Israel to stop bombing Gaza, but the airstrikes still pound targets across the Strip. These Palestinians in Khan Yunis plead for food at a distribution site, with famine and starvation continuing to afflict the region. Reports say around 460 people have died because of malnutrition, more than 150 of them being children. The peace deal will see more humanitarian aid reach Gaza, with Israel saying the release of hostages is paramount.
Israel is acting and will act toward a quick implementation of the first phase of President Trump's plan. At its center is the release of our hostages. Yes. The Israeli government has a commitment to bring home all our hostages, dead and alive hostages.
Meanwhile, 21 activists detained while trying to reach Gaza by sea arrived in Madrid, Spain to a hero's welcome. Some 450 activists were arrested as Israeli forces intercepted the global Sumud flotilla a fleet of 42 boats seeking to break Israel's naval blockade of Gaza and deliver aid. Néstor Prieto, a Spanish freelance journalist, said sleep deprivation and other dehumanization tactics were used on some of the detainees. Hundreds also welcomed back activists sent to Lisbon, Portugal. Marina Mortagua said that while the Europeans were being treated badly, the impunity level of Israeli forces against the Palestinians was not comparable. Israel denied mistreating the activists. Nazri Karim, TVB News.
Welcome back. U.S. President Donald Trump blamed the Democrats as he predicted mass layoffs if a deal cannot be struck to find a way to reopen the government. The Democrats in the Senate have blocked a GOP spending plan, forcing a temporary shutdown, already furloughing some federal employees. Trump glossed over the problems as he celebrated the 250th anniversary of the Navy. David Garrett reports.
Melania Trump leading the celebrations for the 250th anniversary of the US Navy. Her husband, President Trump, wasn't going to let the discord over the government shutdown ruin this rally. Undeterred by the stalemate in the Capitol, Trump followed Melania to the lectern, receiving a mixed reception, although the crowd was quickly drowned out.
God bless the United States Navy.
Trump not missing this chance to make a political point.
Despite the current Democrat-induced shutdown, we will get our service members every last penny. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
The presidential couple boarded the USS George H.W. Bush aircraft carrier to see the Navy's work firsthand. Missiles were fired into the sea, helicopters manoeuvred over the Atlantic as Navy SEALs descended on ropes with machine guns firing in the background. All this was topped off with a fighter jet catapulting off the ship as Donald and Melania stood on the runway wearing ear protectors. Trump forced to listen as he returned to the White House. US reporters keen to get back to political business with the president now back on the ground in D.C.
Begin firing federal employees during this government shutdown.
That's taking place right now, and it's all because of the Democrats. The Democrats are causing the loss of a lot of jobs with their it's a shutdown. It's their shutdown, not our shutdown. It's their shutdown.
Trump declining to say who is at risk the most.
Again, congratulations to the Navy. They did a great job today. Thank you very much.
The Navy celebrations offering a distraction and some political protection for Trump, who could have a difficult week ahead. There seems little agreement, with the Senate due to vote for a fifth time on the stopgap funding bill that has already passed the lower house. If Trump goes through with his threat of mass sackings, it could backfire. David Garrett, TVB News.
Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese and his Papua New Guinea counterpart, James Marape, have signed a major bilateral defense treaty, an earlier draft of which was questioned by China.
I say on behalf of the government and the people of Australia, we consider it a great honour that our nearest neighbour is our newest ally. This treaty contains a mutual defence obligation similar to Australia's ANZUS treaty commitments, where we declare that in the event of an armed attack on either of our countries, we would both act to meet the common danger. Both our nations have also agreed not to undertake any activities or enter into any agreements that would compromise the implementation of this treaty. The treaty also reaffirms both countries' absolute respect for our neighbours' sovereignty, independence and territorial integrity.
When asked about China's response, Papua New Guinea Prime Minister James Marape said it was not a treaty that sets up enemies, but consolidates friendships, adding, "China, we've been transparent." Marape said his country has chosen Australia to be its security partner of choice. He also maintained that other aspects of the country's relationship with China had not been compromised. Hundreds of hikers stranded by a blizzard near the eastern face of Mount Everest have been guided to safety by rescuers. Unusually heavy snow and rainfall has been recorded in the Himalayas. As of Sunday, 350 trekkers had reached the township of Chudang in China, while contact with at least another 200 had been made. Many visitors had taken advantage of the 8-day national holiday to climb the mountain. Trekkers said the weekend had been wet and cold, and hypothermia was a real risk for many of those stranded in the area. The government has established a task force to support mainland enterprises in expanding their global presence via Hong Kong. This, as Financial Secretary Paul Chan noted, authorities will implement tax concession measures to attract more mainland enterprises to set up bases in the city. Timothy Lee tells us more.
The latest policy address suggested the establishment of the Go Global Task Force, which is a one-stop platform that mobilizes the city's overseas offices to help mainland enterprises expand across the globe. Speaking at its launching ceremony today, Financial Secretary Paul Chan said top officials will organize group tours abroad as well as implement a variety of policies to incentivize more mainland companies to settle in Hong Kong. The FS noted such measures include pushing mainland banks to establish regional headquarters in the city, as well as the rolling out of a number of tax concessions. This as Secretary for Commerce and Economic Development Algernon Yao, who leads the task force, stressed Hong Kong's world-class financial system, professional service sector, and ability to assist mainland businesses break out into the rest of the world. Meanwhile, some in the financial sector believe that owing to the legal and cultural challenges that mainland businesses face when expanding abroad, such companies will increasingly deploy more manpower to new markets to address relevant problems. Timothy Lee, TVB News.
And that is the news. Thanks for watching. Happy Mid-Autumn Festival.